Bob Adams was a standout three-sport athlete from the class of 1961 who was known for his tenacious attitude and for never backing down. He excelled in football, basketball, and baseball. His leadership skills and tenacity awarded him as a senior captain in all three sports. Bob received the Chuck Duncan Award in recognition as the most athletic senior male. Bob was a four-year player on the varsity football squad. He helped the Rams win a league championship under Coach Roger Freeman and Coach Don Cronenberg during the 1960 season. It was the Rams' second Class C League championship in 26 years. The Montrose Rams' last title was in 1954 when they went undefeated. Freeman claimed the Rams had better speed and better balance in his backfield of halfbacks and credited fullback Bob Adams, along with quarterback Joe Stewart, for a big portion of the Rams' success. Bob saw action on both sides of the ball and played middle linebacker on the Rams' tremendous defense that only allowed 18 points scored against all season. Bob finished his senior season with a bang by leading the defensive attack. The newspaper headlines read, "Montrose Cops see title, Adams defensive standout." Bob red dogged on almost every play, crashing through Dye High School's line to nail its ball carriers in the backfield on 4 occasions for losses of 9, 10, 14, and 11 yards to clinch the league title. Bob's efforts earned him all-county accolades. Coach Freeman adopted the wing tee for the first time that season, and his team adjusted well. He believed in balance, intelligence, desire, and conditioning, and was quoted, "These kids gave it all they had every minute, and it paid off. They proved to themselves what desire can do. A coach can never teach a boy desire." Bob was the type of athlete whose desire came from within. He came a long way since his freshman season when he was just a scrawny lad. Even then, Bob didn't let his shorter height stop him. In spite of the challenge he faced when the line stood up and he could barely see over them, he still fought hard. As a skinny freshman, he only weighed 130 pounds before he hit his growth spurt. Much to the delight of his coaches, Bob gained 65 pounds in 1 year and was moved from halfback to middle linebacker and became the Monster Man. During his junior year, the co-captain's athleticism caught the eye of one of the Ram cheerleaders, Bonnie Ely, who was also very athletic. Bob proudly escorted his high school sweetheart when she was crowned the homecoming queen, then later convinced her to become his wife. Not only did Bob play guard on the basketball team, he was a leading scorer and senior captain under Coach Nathan Price. He made the varsity basketball team for 3 years and was a consistent shooter. The Rams won 3 of 4 tournaments they played during his senior year, and the Rams made it to the regional playoff game. Best known for his pitching ability in baseball, Bob demonstrated pro potential with a pitching record of 1,000 his junior year. He played 4 years on the varsity baseball team. His .440 batting average helped the Rams become Class C League champions under Coach Jim Vukovich that season. His leadership abilities earned him captain responsibilities. He loved baseball before he entered high school and served as the manager for the varsity team during his junior high years. Bob also credits Frank Fear, who worked at the school and helped out as an assistant baseball coach. Mr. Fear often gave Bob pep talks before games and later became an inspiration with the direction that Bob took in his life. While Bob pitched, his twin brother Ray played in center field for the Rams. The brothers made a lot of memories playing sports together. Ray was sure proud of Bob when he tried out as a pitcher for the Detroit Tigers at Atwood Stadium after graduation. During high school, Bob was a B student who served 4 years on the varsity club and was the treasurer of his freshman class. After high school, Bob worked 4 years at General Motors in the service parts operations, along with his twin brother Ray. During that time, he served 4 years on the Montrose Township Fire Department, performing general firefighter duties, and served on the fire rescue squad. Bob was also a part-time police officer for the Montrose Police Department. He actually started as a police cadet at the age of 16 and was sworn in as a police officer at age 21. When his dad retired as chief of police in Montrose, Bob replaced him and became the youngest police chief in the state. He served as the Montrose police chief for 5 years before the Swartz Creek Police Department hired Bob to start a police school liaison program. He acted as a deputy sheriff with the Genesee County Sheriff Department on special assignment to educate kids in the Swartz Creek School District from K through 12 from 1972 to 1974. He completed the juvenile justice program through Mott Community College and had a mission to improve relations between law officers and students. He started a police cadet program and taught law and hunter safety to 300 middle school cadets, provided police counseling for students and parents, started a bicycle safety and registration program, an officer-friendly program, public speaking programs, staff awareness programs for child abuse, and taught crime prevention. Officer Adams helped a lot of kids get through the difficult bumps in the road by teaching the 3C highway: courage, confidence, and cause. Bob became a regular patrol officer in 1974 and earned the rank of detective in 1998. He completed the juvenile justice program at Macomb Community College's Criminal Justice Training Center. He was also trained in police supervision, criminal law, civil liability, drug investigation techniques, latent fingerprint certification, firearms instructor, crisis intervention, CPR instructor, and was certified in standard first aid. Bob saw a big change in technology during his career, which made things more efficient. Unfortunately, the crimes were still the same. In his 30 years as a police officer, Bob never got shot at or had to shoot anyone. He came close, but he never got shot. Officer Bob Adams received several life-saving awards during his police career. In 1983, he was credited with saving the life of a young woman. Bob was off duty, driving home after an evening out with friends, when he came across a two-car accident in Montrose. It was pitch black and Bob didn't have a flashlight, but he reached into the car and found a young woman leaned over in her seat. Blood was pumping out everywhere, and he held pressure on her torn jugular vein until the paramedics arrived. He was later told that she would have bled to death in a few minutes. The victim has a child now and is very grateful for Bob's efforts. He received another award after performing CPR and giving mouth-to-mouth to an overdose victim. He got her to the hospital and saved her life. After 38 years of serving and protecting the communities of Swartz Creek and Montrose, Bob hung up the cuffs at age 59. He was honored at a retirement party in 2001 for taking enormous pride and integrity in his work. A fellow officer said, "Bob's like a Timex watch. He takes a licking and keeps on ticking." He was someone who worked hard every day, busting his butt like a rookie. Fellow officers joked about Bob's devious tactics on department fishing trips and his snoring talents. They praised that Bob left some big shoes to fill, especially for his patience and organization. Bob is a very upbeat and people-oriented person, known for always cracking jokes, but when it came time for business, Bob was all business. If an officer had a question on anything, they usually went to Bob first, since he usually had the answer. His lifelong achievement in the field was part of a family tradition that included his father Jack, who was the police chief in Montrose, and his brother Ray, who was the police chief in Swartz Creek. Ray worked under Bob on the Montrose force, then Bob worked for Ray on the Swartz Creek Police Department. Their mother Elaine was extremely proud of all of her men in uniform. The twins had done everything together their entire life, so it was only natural that their careers intertwined. They weren't identical twins, but when they stood side by side, you knew they were related. Ray and Bob may have looked innocent enough growing up as young boys, but any parent of twins knows that they weren't always angels. Sometimes they could fool their teachers and played a few games on them, but they protected each other to the max. If one of them got in a fight, the other always jumped right in. They were brothers. Before the Adams family moved to Montrose, they lived in Swartz Creek and attended youth fellowship at the Methodist Church. After their meeting, the twins started a habit on their walk home of sticking their heads into the local bar and yelling, "Hello, old drunks," then took off running. The boys were in 6th grade when they moved to Montrose and couldn't get into much trouble since their dad was the new police chief in town. The twins had an older sister named Janet. Since Bob retired, he enjoys fishing, hunting, and spending more time with his family and friends. He travels with his wife Bonnie in their fifth wheel and takes many camping trips with his friends. He's been spotted rollerblading at a few state parks. Bob enjoys annual deer hunting and fishing trips with his sons and attending Detroit Tiger baseball games. Bob and Bonnie Ely have been married for 44 years. They made their home on Genesee Street in Montrose, where they raised their 3 sons, Bobby, Bruce, and Jimmy Adams. Bob coached his sons' sporting events while they were growing up and enjoyed watching them play high school sports. Bob is papa to 5 grandchildren, Kylie, Cassidy, Aaron, Jared, and Brittany. He thoroughly enjoys each one of his grandkids and is actively involved in watching them play sports. Bob continues to draw from his life experiences that he learned by playing sports at Montrose High School and what he preached to high school students during his career as a police liaison officer. You have to have pride. You can do anything if you reach deep down into your heart and do what you gotta do to get through the bumps in the road that life throws at you. Bob uses that same philosophy today as he maintains his tenacious attitude to fight a battle with cancer. The Montrose Sports and Community Hall of Fame is extremely proud to induct Bob Adams as a member of the class of 2006.